Well, hello everyone. This is Troy Harper here at Harper Cigar Lounge, and I am back with another great episode for you. Getting back into the history of Kiss. This is part four of the history of Kiss, and this is Harper Cigar Lounge season four, episode five. So, season four, episode five, and part four um, of possibly a part five series of the history of Kiss, but hoping that I can wrap it up today, and I think we will. So, anyway, guys, welcome. Thanks for being here. I've got a great cigar today for you. And you guys may have seen me smoke this before on the channel, but this is the Foundation Tabernacle. This is a 5x50 Robusto, and it's wrappers Connecticut broadleaf, binders Mexican San Andreas, fillers Honduran and Nicaragua. Country of origin is Nicaragua, and this is a great cigar. I'm excited to smoke this again. It's about a 45 to 60-minute smoke, um, more medium to full strength. And again, the country of origin is Nicaragua. The cigar brand, again, is Foundation. And it's got a great broadleaf, Connecticut broadleaf outer wrapper on it. So, anyway, just really excited to smoke this cigar today again. It's been a little while since I've had one, but they're always a great smoke. A lot of great taste notes, usually of dark roast coffee, dark chocolate, a lot of pepper, and some cedar notes as well, and a little bit of some leather notes. But anyway, so great cigar, and very robust and very, just a very bold, full strength, more full strength to me than medium strength kind of a cigar. Also, some taste notes of nuts as well. So again, you got dark roast coffee, you got cocoa, dark cocoa, pepper, and you got some cedar, some leather, some nuts, and it's just a great cigar every time I smoke one of these. And usually around 13.99 a stick. Um, and for a 5 pack, if you can find a 5 pack, it's usually around 65.51 or maybe 65.99. And a box of cigars will be anywhere between $301 to 334, $335. Usually a box of 24. And I'm getting my information off of Cigars Daily today, but again, a great stick. I do sell these at my grocery store here at Main Street Market in Kimball, Nebraska. Um, I actually just sold out of all of mine, but I need to see if I can get some more in. They're getting harder to find, it seems like. So anyway, but just a beautiful stick. I love that black and gold cigar band on there. It's just a gorgeous stick. Very nice and oily, a little veiny, velvety feeling, a little toothy as well. Got some toothiness to it. Which, if you ever get a cigar that's toothy, or if you hear someone saying that a cigar is toothy, it means there's little bumps all over the outer wrapper, and that means that the oils have came to the surface more, and it just makes the cigar much more flavorful. So if you ever find a cigar that's toothy, and if you find a cigar that's in cellophane and the cellophane is yellow, it's means that it's going to be a great cigar. So don't ever let a yellow cigar or yellow cellophane wrapper on your cigar turn you off, or the little bumps on the outer wrapper. Don't let that ever keep you from wanting to try a cigar. If you can get a cigar that's toothy and a cigar that's got yellow cellophane, it means all the oils have came to the surface, and it's just going to make it that much more flavorful and enjoyable. So make sure you guys remember that. But again, anyway, guys, we're going to go over. I think this is the last show for the history of Kiss. Again, this is season four, episode five, and part four of the history of Kiss. So anyway, let's get into the cigar. I always like to get a taste of the wrapper. Got a little bit of some sea salt kind of taste notes, some cedar and some sea salt kind of taste notes on the wrapper. Got kind of a fresh grass and fresh hay kind of a smell on the wrapper. On the foot, got some nice fresh hay kind of scent. But anyway, let's let me cut this here. Let me clip it. I usually use my son's Calibri cutter, and I meant to bring that with me today and I didn't. So I'm using a regular guillotine cutter. But it's got a nice cold draw, some cocoa taste notes in the cold draw, and some cinnamon is what I'm getting out of it. So anyway, let me get my matches out here, get those ready. Move a few things here that are in my way. Anyway, all right. Got my matches ready. I'm gonna toast this with my Kiss Zippo lighter that my son Jason got me. And this one's got an insert with a 2 torch flame. And I usually have my regular gas or my regular soft flame in here, but today I've got my jet flame 2 torch jet flame insert for this that they make for cigars. It's pretty cool. So, which is which is from my buddy Jacob Lee over in South Dakota. He got me um, this insert, and he got this along with this lighter right here, the Iron Maiden Power Slave Zippo. So thank you, buddy, Jacob Lee. I appreciate you, buddy, for doing that for me. So anyway, give this a toast here. Then I'll do a final light with the match. Okay, let me get my final light going. Glowing nice and orange evenly. As you may notice, I turn my cigar, and I turn my usually if I got a match, I don't turn my match around, but if I have a jet flame where I'm doing my final toast with a jet flame lighter, I will usually turn my lighter and I'll turn my cigar at the same time, get that burned evenly so it burns evenly all the way through. That's really important that you don't rush that process and that you get that burned evenly. So when you guys are lighting your cigars, make sure turn your cigar, maybe rotate your lighter as well, get that evenly lit and toast it up. And it'll do good for you usually. So, but anyway, getting a blast of pepper, getting some nice dark roast coffee, getting some dark cocoa. So anyway, it's definitely always got that great blast of pepper in the beginning. So, and again, that's the foundation Tabernacle 5x50 Robusto. Again, let's see here. Wrappers, again, Connecticut broadleaf, binders, Mexican, San Andreas, fillers, Honduras, and Nicaragua, country of origins, Nicaragua, and Foundation Tabernacle is the cigar brand, about 45 to 60 minutes for the smoke, medium to full strength. So anyway, yeah, great cigar, always a great cigar. So if you've never had one and you see these, make sure you grab them up. But it's always best to eat something beforehand or get something to drink. Have something to drink with it. I do got some water with me today, and I do got some tequila. As you can see in the background, I've got 1800 tequila is what I'm drinking today. Anyway, so cheers to you guys. Do a little bit of a shot. I won't take the whole thing at once. I'll save the rest for later. But it's going great with my cigar. Going very well. So anyway, um, that tequila is great. Oh my gosh. It hit me the wrong way. It's a little bit strong, but not too bad. But anyway, good tequila, it really is. Anyway, today, we are getting into again part 4 of the history of Kiss, and we ended off on the last show in 1993 with the Kiss Alive 3 album right there. Uh, Eric Carr had passed away, and Eric Singer came in and replaced Eric Carr, which Eric Singer was the drummer for Paul Stanley on his solo tours back in this time. Before the Kiss Alive 3 came out, before the Revenge tour started, Paul Stanley had been out doing some solo tours, and Eric Singer was his drummer, which Eric Singer's played with Alice Cooper, Lita Ford, Black Sabbath. Yeah, he's been with a lot of bands. He was with a lot of bands up until this time. And then he ended up getting hired to be Kiss's drummer after Eric Carr passed away in 1991. And then so anyway, so Kiss finished their Revenge tour, and then went on to do a project called Kiss My Ass, and find the information on that here. I did do a podcast. My very first show for this season was about the reunion tour, so I'm not going to get into all this in a deep manner today, I guess, because I got into a lot of it at one time already. So if you go back to season 1 of this year, if you go back to, I'm sorry, if you go back to episode 1 of season 4, you'll be able to hear me talk about the Kiss reunion tour. And but I wanted to get into the Kiss My Ass album just real quick. Was trying to find a little bit of some information on it so I can talk to you guys a little bit more about it. Let's see here. So here we go. Kiss My Ass. Let me show you that album. Trying to get it out of my case here. There we go. Anyway, there it is right there, Kiss My Ass. This was a tribute album, which the bands were handpicked by Kiss. Came out in 1994, June 21st of 1994. It came out, and 45 minutes and 44 seconds in length. If you got the album with the bonus track, it's 49 minutes and 12 seconds on Mercury Records. The track listing is Deuce by Lenny Kravitz. That's number 1, song number 1. Hard Luck Woman by Garth Brooks. Number 3, She by Anthrax. Number 4, Christine 16 by the Jim Blossoms. Number 5, Rock and Roll All Night by Wet Sprocket. Number 6, Calling Dr. Love by Shandy's Addiction. Number 7, Going Blind by Dinosaur Jr. Number 8, Strutter by Extreme. Plaster Caster by the Lemonheads, number 9. And then number 10 is Detroit Rock City by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. And the last song, Black Diamond by Yoshiki. And it's a great album. It really is. And I've got the vinyl as well, which came with a red vinyl, which was really, really cool. The bonus track is Unholy. If you've got the album with the bonus track Unholy, that's done by someone called Dai Arste. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But anyway, so I don't have the one with the bonus track on it. I'm guessing that's an import, more than likely. So anyway, but it was released with mixed reviews. Deborah Frost from Entertainment Weekly commented how many songs Christine 60 and Rock and Roll Night were turned from adolescent fantasies into bittersweet nostalgia. Sounded even more inane. The umpteenth time round, Plaster Caster and Hard Luck Woman and Deuce achieved what Kiss, no matter how hard it humps or thumps, never has and never will. It swings for Chris William. It swings for Chris William from the Los Angeles Times. The hewing yawningly close to the period piece originals are Jim Blossom's Anthrax Extreme and the Lemonheads. Lenny Kravitz was at least well suited to shift Deuce from the 170 subgenre to another through though he runs out of ideas and of song a minute in, Garth Brooks seemed unrecognizable, while Dinosaur Jr. did the happiest transfer. Um, so anyway, just some stuff from critics here. Um, let's see here. Trying to see what. Let's see here. Cover art and title. The rights to Ace Frehley's makeup were not cleared in time for the release of the CD. Hence, the inclusion of a hybrid form of Paul Stanley's Bandit design that was briefly used in some early shows and promotional photos. Censored variations of the album cover had the title changed to Kiss My Ass or Kiss My A with two of the little stars or asterisks to appease family friendly retail chains. The cover art was directed and designed by Mitchell Canner. The album title provided inspiration for another Kiss tribute album, Kiss My Ink. This album contains only songs written by former Kiss guitarist Vinnie Vincent, whose makeup design consisted of a golden ink cross on his face. Canadian, Japanese, and Australian copies of the album have their respective flags in the place of the American flag of the US version. So anyway, little bit of some discussion on the album cover there. A little bit of some history on the album there. Anyway, so I thought it was a really good album. My rating on this album would probably be probably a, I don't know, 7 out of 10. The songs overall are pretty good, but like Rock and Roll All Night by Toe the Wet Sprocket, um Calling Dr. Love by Shandy's Addiction, Going Blind by Dinosaur Jr., and Black Diamond by Yoshiki. Were decent songs, but I really enjoyed the ones, by the well-known artists like Lenny Kravitz, Garth Brooks, Anthrax, Gin Blossoms, Extreme. A little more, the songs from the other groups on this were just really, really different versions of the actual songs. Just really, really different. Kind of way out there, just how they sang them. But it was a really different album for sure. But it led to bigger and better things, I believe. So anyway, from 1994, Kiss My Ass. So and this one I never thought about it, but this one's got the little asterisks or whatever you want to call it to make this more family friendly, I guess. But the songs haven't been muted or anything like that. It hasn't been nothing's been edited in the songs, which there's really nothing in the songs, that's got profanity or anything violent. But they just changed the album cover to again make it more family friendly. But anyway, I never paid attention to that I've actually got that cover. But anyway, not a bad album. I'm gonna have to look at my vinyl to see what the vinyl has on it. I guess I never paid attention to that very well. So anyway, my CD case isn't wanting to cooperate with me very well. Anyway, so and then in 1990, let's see here, and then of course in 1996, we've got what I really feel led to the reunion. Um, and this album was recorded or was recorded on August 9th, 1995 at Sony Music Studios for MTV in New York City. And again, there it is right there, the Kiss reunion, Kiss Unplugged. This was the first reunion of all the original members of Kiss, and it was very successful. There's the back of it. All the members at the time with Kiss, Eric Singer, Bruce Kulick, along with Peter Criss and Ace Frehley, and of course Peter Criss sang let's see here, Beth. Peter Criss sang Beth. Ace Frehley sang 2000 Man. And then everyone sang together on Rock and Roll All Night at the end. But the track listing is Coming Home, Plaster Caster, Going Blind, Do You Love Me, Domino, Sure Know Something, a World Without Heroes, Rock Bottom, See You Tonight, I Still Love You, Every Time I Look at You, 2000 Man, Beth, Nothing to Lose or Nothing to Lose, and Rock and Roll All Night. The total length of this recording was 56 minutes and 7 seconds. And I know the concert, I know on the actual CD there are some things cut out, some songs cut out. There is a full-length version of this concert, and I'll show you how you can watch that. But just a great live album, great live acoustic album, and it really was the start of Kiss getting back together. After Kiss got back together and decided to do this reunion show, they really did realize they had a lot of the magic still with each other, and that they felt that they could work well with each other again. So they definitely went on to do the rehearsals, and went on to do this live show for MTV, and it was a hit, and it was a really exciting show, and it was just really good. It wasn't mediocre. There was no songs that were fillers. It was all great songs. Everything from their catalog was great on this show. Had to do a relight there. Talking too much, not puffing enough. Um, but yeah, it was a great show. And I just remember, when these guys played with Ace Frehley, Peter Criss again, I had a good feeling that this was going to lead to something bigger. And I was right. And I think a lot of other people were speculating that Kiss would get back together again as well. So anyway, but yeah, I was so excited when Kiss got back together and did this show, and I went out and bought the DVD at the time. Then I ended up buying I bought the VHS, I'm sorry. Then I bought the DVD when it came out. Bought the CD, of course. And I was so excited about this. I really was. And MTV went on to do more unplugged sessions, after Kiss did theirs. It became a big thing. So a lot of bands started doing unplugged shows for MTV too. Scorpions was one of them. And so it was just a really cool thing at the time. And again, that was recorded on August 9th, 1995, and was released March 12th of 1996. And so if you guys can catch the full show or catch this on YouTube, definitely watch it if you have never seen it. It really is a great show. Let's see, and the actual length of the show is 85 minutes. They cut it down to 56 minutes for the CD. But like I said, there is a video that you guys can find and watch, and you'll catch the whole show. It's definitely worth it. Anyway, so in Australia, this album peaked at number 4. In Austria, number 16. Canada, number 20. Dutch albums, 32. German albums at number 47. Japanese albums at 60. Norwegian albums at 9. Scottish albums at 96. Swedish albums at number 5. Swiss albums at number 35. UK albums 74. UK rock and metal albums number 7. And on the US Billboard 200, it was ranked 15. So actually, it ranked the best in Sweden. That was, or I'm sorry, Australia. That was where it ranked the best at number 4. Sweden came in second at 5. UK came in third at 7, and the US came in um, actually 6 because Norwegian albums came in at 9, and then the US came in at 15. So anyway, so there's the rankings or the charts that it landed on. Um, and let's see here. Um, John Grindstaff was the conductor, string arrangements, because they did have an orchestra behind them. So they had, yeah, they had um, there was one, there was not the whole show. There was a little bit of a section of the show where they did bring in a little bit of an orchestra behind them. I think it was for Beth, if I remember right. I think during Beth is when they brought in a small, um, um, what did I say? Um, hell, guys, I forgot I lost my train of thought. But anyway, so they brought in some string arrangements behind Peter Criss. I believe it was during Beth, if I remember right. So um orchestra is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, so it was successful, and it did lead to bigger and better things, definitely. So again, Kiss Unplugged. The cigar's still doing well, still tasting really, really good. Um, really enjoying it. Um, let's see here. And then this came out. Let's see here. Whoop, wrong CD. And then this ended up coming out. This is a great album. Came out in 1996. And let's see here. I will tell you the exact date of when this was recorded and put out, or when it was put out. Um, see if I can get some information on it here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you want the best, you got the best. A live compilation album released by American hard rock band Kiss. The album was just issued to coincide with the group's 1996-97 live worldwide tour. All the songs on this album are live versions, with most taken from a live or a live 2. 4 recordings had never been previously or had been previously unreleased, with their liner notes stating that the tracks are outtakes from a live and a live 2. And however, the 4 unreleased tracks are simply re-recordings by the band. The final track is an interview with the reunited group conducted by Jay Leno. So yeah, at the end of this album, there's an interview with Jay Leno where they all sat in the room in a dark room. Jay Leno couldn't see any of the guys in the band at all, but they sat in a dark room for that interview. It's a really cool interview with Jay Leno, so you guys got to check it out. But there's the back of it right there, and there's the front again. You wanted the best, you got the best, and really cool disc right there. And on the on the inside behind the disc, there's a live shot from the Destroyer tour. I believe it's from the Destroyer tour. Maybe it's even the might even be the Rock and Roll Over tour. Which reminds me, on the Unplugged concert when Kiss did the Unplugged show for MTV, the stage was covered with the album cover of Rock and Roll Over. So that was what the stage looked like. Looked like the Rock and Roll Over album cover. It was really cool. Um, but anyway, so this was released on June 25th, 1996. And I love that red plastic cover over the jacket there, or the insert. Really cool looking. It looks much better while I'm holding this, but really cool, really cool. When I saw this come out, I definitely knew Kiss was back together. I definitely knew. So anyway, the recordings between 75, 77, and 96. Um, and then 59 minutes and 16 seconds for the length of the album on Mercury Records. And so anyway, so I definitely knew that this was it. I knew Kiss was getting back together once they brought this out. Um, but the track listing on this is Room Service, which was definitely an unreleased live song, as well as Two Timer. And those were really pretty much from the rock and roll, or I'm sorry, from the Dress to Kill tour. Let Me Know, Rock Bottom, Parasite, Firehouse, I Stole Your Love, Calling Dr. Love, Take Me, which was another song that was unreleased previously. Shout It Out Loud, Beth, Rock and Roll Night, and then Kiss Tells All was the name of the interview with Jay Leno. I was gonna see if it tells me when that interview was, but it doesn't. I'm guessing it was right at the beginning of the reunion tour that Kiss did this interview, and it was with all the original members: Peter, Chris, Ace Frehley, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons. The Japanese version of the CD and US vinyl releases had another live track with New York Groove featuring Eric Carr on drums rather than Peter Criss, which was also released as a promotional single at Blockbuster. The track is also available on Apple Music version of the album. I'll have to check that out. So Room Service previously unreleased, recorded in Davenport, Iowa in 1975. Two Timer was previously unreleased and recorded at Cobo Arena, Detroit, Michigan on May 16, 1975. Let Me Know was previously unreleased, recorded at Cobo Arena, Detroit, Michigan on May 16, 1975. And then Take Me was a live, previously unreleased recording in Los Angeles, California in 1977. So, and let's see here. Rated number 17 on US Billboard charts. The UK is 77. Japanese at number 70. Um, Australia, number 26. Canada, number 34. So, anyway, I knew they were back together at this point. I had bought the CD before I'd even realized that Kiss was actually together, or that was back together planning the reunion tour. I didn't even realize the reunion tour was even starting or going to start yet. So anyway, but again, this came out June 25th of 1996, and then Kiss brought out after that. They brought out let's see. They brought out Greatest Kiss. The UK version came out in 1996, and a lot of great live songs on this. Or I'm sorry, not live songs, but just studio tracks. And then they did have one live track on here, which was rocking. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Um, Shout It Out Loud was the live version, or that was brought out off of this, and there was a video for this that would that came up. It wasn't MTV at the time. It wasn't. I'm trying to remember the channel that took over MTV that started playing videos, and then VH1 Classics came later. But anyway, so this is a great compilation album if you're looking for a great compilation album. The vinyl is very expensive. I have been trying to find the vinyl and I have not been successful at getting that. So again, the UK version came out first, and then the US version came out in 1997, right there. And there was just a couple song differences on here, but a great compilation album. But again, Shout It Out Loud. There's a video for it, and when I saw that on TV, and I saw them all together, oh my God, I went nuts. I went crazy. I couldn't believe my band was back together, and I knew they were back together because of the video. And so then, of course, I started looking to see where they were going to be playing, and yeah, I was so excited at this point. And I'm still talking too much, not able to keep my cigar lit. Try to do a little bit better with that, I guess. But Yeah, it was an exciting time in my life. It really was. I was going through a tough time. My marriage at the time wasn't great, and I was just going through a really tough time. I'm sorry, no, never mind that. That was later. I was in a difficult relationship with a girlfriend of mine at the time, I should say, actually. And her dad just happened to get tickets for Kiss in Omaha, Nebraska. And I was on the verge of breaking up with this gal, but I decided not to. I decided to wait until after we went to Omaha, Nebraska. It was about an 8 hour drive from where we lived in Torrington, Wyoming at the time, but drove 8 hours to see Kiss on the reunion show. And I was just a kid again, but at that time, I didn't care about the problems I was having with this gal I was seeing. I just wanted to get to the show. And I didn't want to break up with her until after the show was over, until after that trip was over, because I knew I wouldn't get to see Kiss. So, two times in my life, I've had to use people to get to go see a show that I wanted to see. Going back to when I was in high school, joined a youth group. I heard this youth group that was back in Torrington, Wyoming when I was a kid was going to go see Striper on their To Help the Devil tour. And I joined this youth group so I could go see Striper. Didn't have to pay for it. All I had to pay was for my shirts and my merchandise. But after that, after I joined that youth group and got to go see Striper, I ended up quitting the youth group afterwards. I was just, wanting to get to see that Striper show. And I knew my parents would never take me to Denver because they'd never driven there. And so I knew it was my only chance to see Striper on the Tell It the Devil tour. It was such a great album at the time. And I was a huge fan already before the Tell It the Devil tour. So got to see them in January of 1997. And the weather wasn't the greatest during that day. So I was lucky that we got to make it to Denver to see that show, but didn't care for the youth leader. And I really was turned off by this guy. So I quit the youth group after we went and saw Striper. So I tolerated this guy and joined, of course, just so I could see Striper. And so I hung with this gal, stayed with this gal that I was seeing until we got back from seeing Kiss on the reunion tour. So after we got back from that, the day after that show, I broke up with her. So anyway, but yeah, so don't judge me. If you were with this gal, you'd understand why I did what I did. But anyway, so yeah, so it was a great show, and she was wanting to go make out somewhere during the show, right when Peter Criss was getting ready to do his drum solo, and then she wanted me to go make out when Ace Frehley was doing his guitar solo, and I told her I wasn't leaving for anything. I was here to see these guys. I've been wanting to see the original members with the Love Gun outfits ever since I was a kid. I wasn't going to miss any part of this show at all. So anyway, but yeah, it was such a great show. Still one of the greatest memories of my life, getting to see them in 1996 on the reunion show. I just went nuts. Bought about every memorabilia you could imagine, which next year, in 2026, I'm gonna do on the anniversary of the reunion, I'm gonna do a big show, and I'm gonna show off all my memorabilia, stuff that I haven't looked at for years. I'm gonna break it out and look at it with you guys and show you all the memorabilia that I picked up. The only thing I never did get a hold of was the coffee table book with all the autographs from the members. Never did get that, but got just about everything else you can imagine at the time. So I can't wait until next year to do that show. It'll be season 5, and I can't wait to do that show next year. I really can't. Um, so then, um, let's see here. Then they brought out the Carnival of Souls, which was the last recordings that Kiss did with Eric Singer, Bruce Kulick, Gene Simmons, and Paul Stanley, of course. And it was more of a grunge kind of an album, and very interesting album. The track listing is Hate, which is actually a pretty damn good song. Rain, Master and Slave, Childhood's End, I Will Be There, Jungle, In My Head, It Never Goes Away, Seduction of the Innocent, I Confess, In the Mirror, and I Walk Alone. So anyway, there's the back of it right there, if you can see that. But yeah, it was kind of a grunge album. Of course, the 90s, almost every hard rock, heavy metal band was doing grunge stuff. Even Metallica was getting into some of the different sounds at the time. Um, But let's see here. Carnival of Souls, the final sessions, was released on October 28th of 1997, and it was recorded between November 1995, between November 1995 and February 1996. Obviously, they were in the middle of these recording sessions when they decided to do the reunion tour and get ready for that. Length is 60 minutes, and genre is grunge. Instead of hard rock, heavy metal is grunge. So, but on Mercury Records, and producer is Toby Wright, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. And so yeah, it was a very interesting album. If you guys have never listened to it and you're into grunge, you might want to give it a chance. It really is not a bad album. It's grown on me over the years, but just way different for what Kiss does. I'm gonna after this after we get done doing this whole episode, and this should be the last show of this episode of the history of Kiss. I'm gonna probably go through and rank all my Kiss albums and show you my rankings on. I'm gonna do that sometime soon. I'm not sure if it'll be right after this show, but I am gonna go back and I'm gonna do all the rankings. I'm gonna show you all my ratings of where I would put the Kiss albums, which is gonna be really difficult. So I'm gonna have to break it up probably with the makeup era and the non-makeup era, and maybe the stuff from the reunion, stuff from the reunion. So, but the next album, which I really was excited about. Um, let's see here, was Psycho Circus. That was the next album that came out. This was the first recording that Kiss did in the studio with all the original members since let's see, I believe it'd be considered Dynasty was the last time that all the members recorded together. I love that lenticular cover. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's got an enhanced CD with the Kiss Cycle Circus screensaver. Of course, that only works with the old computers. It wouldn't work now. Not that I don't think it would. Maybe it would. I don't know. Maybe. But anyway, there's the back of it right there. And this was a different album for Kiss. It was almost like they redid like solo albums and then put it all together on this album. Every band member sings different songs, and it just reminds me of like the solo albums part two, maybe. And then if they were to do a compilation album with new, updated Kiss solo albums, this would be it. This would be it right here. So, but anyway, again, Kiss Cycle Circus, really good album overall, but it just reminds me of like again, like if they did more solo albums and then put it together and put it all together, that's what this album would be. This is the 18th studio album, and yeah, I was right. The first and only album to involve all four original members since 1979's Dynasty. And while touted as a bad effort, the album was recorded using largely session players and Kiss associates. Peter Criss only played drums on the Ace Frehley pen track Into the Void, and guitarist Frehley only played on two regular album tracks, the one he wrote plus You Wanted the Best, which they all sang together on that. He also played on a bonus track called In Your Face, penned by Simmons. All four band members, however, sang lead vocals on the album. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they did solo albums and put it all together again and did a part two or something. Anyway, this album was released September 22nd, 1998. My son was born August 19th of 1998. So a month later is when this album came out. Recorded between January and April of 1988. The studio was One on One Studios in Los Angeles and A&M Records in Hollywood, California. Genre hard rock heavy metal. Length 44 minutes and 24 seconds. Label Mercury, and producer Bruce Fairborn. And just to let you guys know, this cigar is doing well overall. Still getting some nice taste notes of coffee, dark roast coffee, dark chocolate. The peppers calmed down a little bit at this point. You do a little bit of a touch up on this. Try to fix that just a little bit. Burning just a little bit uneven. Nothing too major. Give it just a little bit of a jolt here, a little bit of a more of a relight, just to keep it going. It doesn't need it, but I'm gonna give it to it anyway. So anyway, there's the CD right there, and I forgot to bring it with me, but I'll show it to you guys sometime, maybe on the reunion show next year. But they did bring out a VHS of the video, the Cycle Circus video. Came with the 3D glasses because the video's in 3D, and they brought out the CD also with the song on it. Well, the CD with the song on it. I'm sorry. So it was just it was just a single with the Cycle Circus song on it, and then it came with you could put this in your computer and you could play the Cycle Circus video. Um, no, I'm sorry, guys. I'm totally wrong. It came with a VHS. I'm sorry, guys. It came with a VHS tape that had the Cycle Circus video on it that was in 3D. Came with 3D glasses, and then it came with the CD with the Cycle Circus song on it as well. And I can't remember if there's a B side to it. I can't remember if there's a number two song. I want to say there is, but each CD either had Peter Criss, H. Frehley, Paul Stanley, or Gene Simmons on it. Really cool stuff. And then it has a screensaver that you can download to your computer. So anyway, the track listing on this album is Cycle Circus. Within, I Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll. Within was by Gene Simmons. I Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll by Paul Stanley. Into the Void with Ace Frehley. We Are One with Gene Simmons again. You Wanted the Best. That was with everybody. Raise Your Glasses by Paul Stanley. I Finally Found My Way. It was a great ballad by Peter Criss. Definitely would remind you of the song, one of the songs that maybe didn't get put on the old Peter Criss Kiss solo album, which was dedicated to his wife. I Finally Found My Way, dedicated to his wife, Gigi, I believe is her name. And then Dreamin' by Paul Stanley and Journey of a Thousand Years by Gene Simmons, I believe. But anyway, it is overall a good album. I'd probably rank it an 8 out of 10. Couple filler songs on there that maybe I could do or do without. But overall, a pretty good album. Pretty good for them doing a project for the first time since Dynasty in '79. So overall, I was pretty happy with that album. And then, of course, they went on another big tour for the Cycle Circus tour. And then they brought out the very best of Kiss. Let's see here. They brought this out, and it's just got it's got songs from the very beginning up through the Cycle Circus album, I believe. Let's see here. No, I don't think it has Cycle Circus on it. Let me see here. It has God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too on it, which was the last song that they did for the video with Eric Carr. No. So it wasn't. It was up through, pretty much up through the Dynasty album, and then they have some songs on here from the non-makeup era as well. But anyway, right there. Overall, a pretty good compilation album if you're looking for a good compilation album that covers their whole career, minus the Cycle Circus album. And then that was released August 27th of August 27th of 2002. Recordings between 74 and 91, 75 minutes and 9 seconds length. Label Mercury, UTV, producer Bill Levinson. So anyway, and then also around the time they had brought out a movie, which is a really, really good movie, Detroit Rock City, about these kids in the 70s trying to get to the Kiss show and everything they went through to get to it. Really good movie. And the soundtrack, really good. And this came out in 1999. So it actually came out before It actually came out before this album here, so um, but great soundtrack. The movie is great. If you've never seen it, it's funny, really funny movie. And again, based on these four kids that are trying to get you a Kiss show. Um, and it's just a hilarious movie. You guys gotta watch if you haven't. But Everclear sings "The Boys Are Back in Town." So not all these songs are from Kiss on here. Just a lot of the songs that were kind of popular back in those days when Kiss was uh, big in the 70s. Then Kiss just shouted out loud. Van Halen, "Running with the Devil," Pantera, got Cat Scratch Fever, Black Sabbath, Iron Man, Marilyn Manson, "Highway to Hell." That's a really different version of "Highway to Hell." Drain, "20th Century Boy," Kiss, "Detroit Rock City," Thin Lizzy, "Jailbreak," Cheap Trick, "Surrender," Live, David Bowie, "Rebel Rebel," The Donnas, "Strutter," The Runaways, "School Days," Sweet, Little Willie, and Kiss, "Nothing Can Keep Me From You," which was a new song by Kiss for the soundtrack. Really, really good song. Kind of a slower, toned down song, but really good. Really good song. Same by Paul Stanley. But anyway, good album, good soundtrack, good movie. So you guys gotta catch that. So, and then we have next Kiss Symphony. That was the next album that came out. And this was a great live album. And I wish I could keep my cigar lit. I'm talking too much, I know still. Um, Usually this cigar does really good, but I think I'm just talking too much and not puffing enough on it. I'll have to do more puffing, I guess, guys, if you don't mind. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing great out there, by the way. And thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me today and watching this with me, or watching this and hanging out with me. I'm sorry. I will be watching this after it's recorded to see how well I did for this video, for this podcast. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. And I appreciate all of you that have been supporting me from the beginning up until now. But if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you're liking what you see, please make sure you subscribe today. Hit the like, leave your comments, questions, and feedback. Share this content with everybody you know, and make sure you hit the bell below to get all the latest updates and any content that is new. You'll get reminders of that, or um, you know, a notification on that. So make sure you hit that bell also. And I want to dedicate the show to my buddy Jacob Lee over in South Dakota. With he's got a great YouTube channel called Jake Not From State Farm, and then he's got a great show called Jake's Music State, where he does a lot of different hard rock, heavy metal reviews. Has a little bit of some cigar content as well, but mainly music. And then my buddy Daniel Remains over in Canada, he's got a great channel too, and it's just under his name, Daniel Remains. But he's got some really cool video shorts of different things. Even grows his own tobacco. But I'll leave links in the bio section for both of these guys. And I hope you guys like my shirt today. It's the Kiss the End of the Road Tour shirt, and my Santa Claus cap. Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving's not quite here yet, but I'm already in the Christmas mood. So got my Boston Scally cap, winter green, and some red plaid underneath. And the night before is what this cap's called. Got some cap pins, got some sugar plums, and the cap pin that matches with it there the night before. So anyway, I wish my camera could tune into that a little bit better. There we go. There we go. But one of my favorite caps to work for Christmas. But anyway, it matches my Kiss shirt pretty well. And I thought I'd go ahead and wear it. But anyway, my Kiss End of the Road Tour shirt, which I got to see him twice on the End of the Road Tour. So anyway, so Kiss Symphony Alive 4. This was released on July 22nd of 2003, 2-disc edition. And let's see, there's also a single disc edition that came out October 7th of 2003. Recorded February 28th, 2003. Length is an hour and 36 minutes. And there is a really great DVD that you can pick up also right here. Really great DVD. And this was after the farewell tour ended with Kiss. Peter Criss came back for this show. Um, and So yeah, so the reunion tour had ended I think in 2021, the around the end of 2021, I believe the farewell tour ended with the original members. And then Peter Criss so then they brought in, I'm sorry, Eric Singer came in to replace Peter Criss, and Tommy Thayer came in to replace Ace Frehley. They were both kind of let go because they didn't agree with how much they were getting paid. So they never could come up with an agreement. So Kiss either Peter Criss and Ace Frehley quit, or Kiss released him, or Paul Stanley Gene Simmons released him from Kiss. I'm not sure. They always tell you different things. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons will tell you that they fired Peter Criss and Ace Frehley, when Peter Criss and Ace Frehley will say they quit because they weren't paying them what they wanted to get paid. But anyway, Peter Criss did agree to come back and do this show. So I was really glad he did. It was really great to see him again. So anyway, there's a picture of them right there. Tommy Thayer and the Ace Frehley makeup, and they were in the old uh, Rock and Roll Over tour outfits for this show, and they continued to wear those outfits for a little while. And then after this show was over, of course, Eric Singer came back and joined back up with Kiss again. But this is a really, really good DVD set. There's two sets on here. One's without the orchestra, the Kiss Symphony Orchestra. Um, or let's see, there's so the disc one is the story behind the symphony, how it got started and everything about it. And then part two, so that was part one. Part two, um, with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. This was done in Melbourne, Australia. And then disc two, act one, they do some of the original songs up through Cycle Circus, no orchestra behind them. And then they do another section with the Kiss Melbourne Symphony Ensemble, 5 songs there. And then there's some bonus stuff on here, but yeah, just a lot of stuff on this, a lot of stuff on this album. I'm trying to see if I can get you to see kind of everything that's on this. A lot of stuff, as you can see. But really good set to have. Really good show. The shows that they did without the symphony orchestra and the set that they did with the orchestra was great. It was all just terrific. Really good stuff. Um, so anyway, a lot of great stuff on here. Some of the track listings is Deuce, Strutter, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Lick It Up, Calling Dr. Love, and Cycle Circus. Also Beth, Forever, Going Blind, Sure Knows Something, and Shandy. And let's see here. So anyway, those are some of the songs. Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World. This is with the Symphony Orchestra. Do You Love Me, Shout It Out Loud, God of Thunder, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Great Expectations, which was produced by Bob Ezrin with the Australian Children's Choir. I Was Made for Loving You, and then Rock and Roll All Night. So great album and great DVD. So make sure you guys, if you've never seen these or listened to this, you got to check it out, guys. It really is good. And Tommy Thayer did a great job during this set. And and then Kiss just brought out a lot of other stuff. You know, they brought out a lot of greatest hits stuff. Um, they brought this out, the Best of Kiss. So that was on Mercury Records, 2003. And then they brought out this one here, the Best of Kiss, Volume 2. A lot of the non-makeup era. Starts with Creatures of the Night, which was right at the end of their makeup era. with Eric Carr and Vinnie Vincent, and then it goes through the whole non-makeup era, and then you've got part three or volume three where they do all the songs from the reunion on. God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too actually is on here as well. They did some songs, yeah, from the Revenge album, Unholy, Domino Live, Hate. So they even got a song from the Last Sessions album, um, Childhood's End, I Will Be There, and then Coming Home, Got to Choose from the Unplugged show, Cycle Circus, Into the Void, I Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll, and Nothing Can Keep Me From You, which was one of the new songs that was written for the Detroit Rock City soundtrack. So anyway, so they brought these out um, between 2000, so 2003, this one came out. 2004, this one came out, and then in 2006, this one came out right here. So anyway, so brought those out, and I'm gonna kind of go through these quickly because there's just so much stuff they brought out. And then they brought out um the Kiss Destroyer with the original album cover, which is called Resurrection. And then they had the Alive 35 album they brought out with Eric Singer, Tommy Thayer, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. That came out in 2008. Really good live album. Really good live album if you were looking for something different. This was recorded live in Hamburg, Color Line Arena in 2008. They've got a lot of different cities that you can purchase with this. I didn't want to purchase all of them. I just wanted one of their albums from this tour. Um, and so anyway, that came out in 2008. This came out in 2012. And then they brought out the Sonic Boom album. So um, yeah, fast forward here. Let's see here. A lot of stuff that they brought out. An Instant Live they brought out, which I don't have. Let's see here. Well, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Sonic Boom came out in 2009. Right there. And this was a great album. It really was a great album. On the inside, it's got everyone's faces on it. Behind the disc is Eric Singer's. And then there's Gene Simmons there. This was a great album. It really was overall. Produced by Paul Stanley, co-produced by Greg Collins. Um, Really good album. The track listing is Modern Day Delilah, Russian Roulette, Never Enough. Yes, I know nobody's perfect. Stand, Hot and Cold, All for the Glory, Danger US, or Danger Us, I'm an Animal, When Lightning Strikes, and Say Yeah, which was their biggest song on this album, I believe, if I remember right. Modern Day Delilah and Say Yeah were the big songs on this album. Um, and this came out on October 6th of 2009. And I actually got to go see him on this tour, and they put on a really great show. And this is a great concert from that tour. Rock am Ring in 2010. Um, this was recorded over in Germany, but a really good live album, guys. If you ever run into this, grab it up. It's really, really good. Really good. On this tour, when I saw him, and even on this, they've got the Kiss logo that lights up. It's down underneath the drum riser instead of up behind them. So really, Anyway, I thought I hit my album there. But really good album, guys. Check it out. And we'll discuss that briefly here. I am trying to kind of rush through some of this so I don't keep you guys so long today. Because I got a few other things I want to discuss. Um, but this album came out October 6th, 2009, recorded August 2008, between August 2008 and 2009. And Studio Conway Henson in Hollywood, California. The Nook Studio, the Nook and Studio City, or Studio City in Hollywood, California. Genre hard rock heavy metal. Length is 43 minutes. Label Kiss and Roadrunner. Producer Paul Stanley, Greg Collins. And again, the members are Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Eric Singer, uh, being in Peter Criss's Cat makeup, Tommy Thayer and Ace's makeup, which I know a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings about that still. But Kiss sounded great. I missed Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, of course, but those guys really did a good job of filling in for Peter Criss and Ace Frehley, I thought. Um, I thought Tommy Thayer did really well. The only thing I didn't care for is him trying to, replicate Ace's old guitar solos. I would have rather seen Tommy Thayer do his own kind of guitar solos instead of trying to do how Ace Frehley did his old solos. And really, Eric Singer, I was really happy with him. When he sang, he does sound a lot like Peter Criss when he sings, but Peter Criss had his own drumming style, kind of acted like Peter Criss in a lot of ways on stage, but his drum solos were a lot different than Peter Criss's. So I was really glad that Eric Singer kind of did some different things other than trying to do everything like Peter Criss did back in the day. But the way Peter Criss would move his head back and forth with the way he played, and Eric Singer would kind of do those things. But other than that, the drum solos were a lot different than Peter Criss's. So was really happy with that. So um, let's see here. Let's see how they did on the charts. Australia, they were at number 22. Belgium, number 40. Danish albums 24, Dutch albums 13. In Europe they were at number 5. French albums 31, German number 4, Italian albums at number 12, Norwegian albums at number 2, Scottish albums 23. Oh my God, there's a lot of countries here. On the US billboards at number 2, which was really good. Wow, that's really good. UK rock and metal albums at number 3, and then the US top hard rock albums at number 1, US independent albums at number 1, US top rock albums at number 1. So they did really well with this album. So if you guys haven't picked up this album, make sure you do that. And this one actually comes with a live album, live from Buenos Aires. So there's also a live album, and it's not a full length live album or live video. I'm sorry, live video, but it's good. It's good stuff, really good stuff. So this was the first album they had brought out since Psycho Circus. So this came out in 2009. Their last album was in 1998 with um the Psycho Circus album. So anyway, then Kiss brought out, some more compilation stuff. They brought out this Kiss Greatest Hits. This is a UK version of their greatest hits. And this has up there the Psycho Circus era. But anyway, good album, good compilation album. There's the inside of it right there. And yeah, really good compilation album. It's a 2-disc set. So there's the inside of it right there. But anyway, so that was a good compilation album from the UK. I believe this was from the UK. Yeah, I want to say this is from the UK, but this came out in 2010. And then let's see here. Yeah, so then there was the Sonic Boom over Europe, live albums, and I want to say, yeah, I don't think I've got that. I think I skipped over that one. Yeah, I did. Uh, Next album that came out was Monster, and this is actually the last album Kiss ever did. Let's see here. So here's Monster right here. Really good track listing. Hell or Hallelujah, Wall of Sound, Freak, Back to the Stone Age, uh, Shout Mercy, Long Way Down, Eat Your Heart Out, The Devil and Me, or Is Me, The Devil Is Me by Gene Simmons. Sounds like a Gene Simmons song, doesn't it? Out of This World, All for the Love of Rock and Roll, Take Me Down Below, and Last Chance, produced by Paul Stanley and Greg Collins again, just like on the Sonic Boom album. But anyway, there's the back of it. There's the front. And yeah, not a lot of pictures in this album. But this came out October 9th of 2012, recorded between April 13th of 2011 to January 6th of 2012. Studio Conway, Hollywood, California, The Nook, Studio City, California. Genre, hard rock, heavy metal. This was actually a pretty hard album for Kiss. Kind of going back to that whole revenge sound. Kind of remind me of that. Length is 43 minutes and 39 seconds. Label is UME. Producer Paul Stanley, Greg Collins. And their big songs on this was Hell or Hallelujah and Long Way Down. Those were the singles. Let's see here. The charts. Number 7 in Australia, number 6 for Austrian albums, 37 in Belgium. Canadian albums at number 3, Dutch albums 7, French albums 26, German albums at number 6, Italian albums at number 9, Mexico 26. Oh gosh, a lot of different countries again. UK at number 21, US Billboard at number 3, top hard rock albums number 1, top US top rock albums for Billboard number 2, US Indie Store album sales number 4. So not too bad. I mean, Sonic Boom and Monster both did really well. They were very high on the chart. So if you don't have that album, make sure you check it out. And again, there's Monster again. Great album. If you haven't listened to it, really good album. Make sure you check it out. And then Kiss brought out Kiss 40 after that for their 40th anniversary. A lot of great songs on this. Their whole discography, I mean, all the hits from their every era is on this. Really good album. And that came out, let's see here. Yeah, it came out in 2014, so 40th anniversary album. And then on the inside, it's got a list of all the members of Kiss right there, which I was glad they gave recognition to everybody. But I love this. I love this old photo of Kiss from the very beginning. I love that. Really cool that they put that in there. Really thought that was a really cool touch. And then the book, it's got a lot of different photos from all the different Kiss eras right there. And it's real glossy, really glossy book. Everything's in high gloss photos. Really, really cool. So it takes you through the whole era of Kiss, as well as the non-makeup era. Really cool CD set to have. I forgot a lot of these pictures were even in here, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's a great setup or a great set of songs to have. So if you don't have any Kiss albums and you want to get something that really goes over everything of theirs that they've ever put out, this is really the best set to get, I think. And then it ends with the picture of the recent, the most recent photo of them. So anyway, really good compilation album to commemorate their 40th anniversary. And again, that came out in 2014 to commemorate their 40th anniversary at the time. So, and then let's see here. That was pretty much it that they brought out up until let's see here. Yeah, so anyway, then this came out, Kiss Rocks Las Vegas. And this came out in let's see here, 2016. Yeah, 2016. Um, so this is a really great set to have. Also, great live show. It's got a great live DVD with it. But this is a great show. Make sure you pick it up if you don't have it. Definitely a 10 out of 10 on this one for me. Definitely, I want to say, really good album. But again, came out in 2016. And yeah, it's a great live show, great live CDs with it as well. So anyway, so that's it for all the albums. You know, Kiss brought out some extra stuff too. This was really cool set. Icons. It's got all the songs from each of the solo albums, all the best songs from solo albums from all the from all the albums that Peter, Chris, Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley sang on. Not just the solo albums, but all the albums that Kiss brought out. So they broke it up between each of the members of what they sang and what they participated with on each album, including the solo albums, and it's got each of their colors for each of the members on there. So really cool set. Some other really great stuff. Kiss Rock the Nation Live, great DVD. This is a great um video about the whole reunion tour. And then this is some of the stuff I wanted to show you, the Kissology sets you can get. Um by the way, the Rock the Nation album that came out in 2007. But that's a great show right there, guys. Really good show with Eric Singer, Tommy Thayer, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons. But anyway, these are great sets to have right here. The Kissology DVDs. So there's this one. And this one's got so much great stuff. Um, Paul Lynde Halloween special also is on this. A lot of live stuff. And then Kiss Attack of the Phantoms, which is actually the Kiss Meets the Phantom show, but that was what it was called originally. That came out in 1979. A lot of live stuff, videos as well. And then this is the one that you need to pick up if you want to see the full Kiss Unplugged show, which this came out in 2007. Actually, these all came out in 2000. These both came out in 2007. This came out in 2006. But so much great stuff. And they each got a book inside. They got some bonus discs from live shows. If you're lucky to get the bonus disc, they were randomly put in these sets. And I got them pretty much on each one. But great sets to have. So make sure you guys check those out. You guys won't regret that. I wanted to tell you guys this was the last live album that was ever done with all the original members right here. Kiss Alive, the Millennium Concert. This came out I want to say in 2021. No, 2014. 2014 this came out. But this was recorded December 31st of 1999, as well as the of January 1st of 2000 at Columbia Place Stadium, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, with Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, Peter Criss. There's the back of it. Great live album. This originally came out in a box set. They had all the live albums together. Kiss Alive, Kiss Alive 2, Kiss Alive 3. It doesn't have the symphony concert. And then it's got this in it. So anyway, but great live album. I was lucky enough to find that on eBay and pick it up at one time. So I'm glad I found it. But really good live album, guys. And they pretty much go through every song that was big. But it starts out with Cycle Circus on side one of LP1. Side A, Shout It Out Loud, Deuce, Heaven's on Fire, Into the Void. Side B is Firehouse, Do You Love Me? Let Me Go Rock and Roll, 2000 Man. Side C, God of Thunder, I Love It Loud, Lick It Up, 100,000 Years. And then disc 2, side D, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Detroit Rock City, Beth, and Rock and Roll All Night. And yeah, recorded by Pete Macabre, I want to say, but really great album, guys. You gotta pick this album up. It's a 2 disc set. Doesn't come with a book or anything on the inside, which I wish it would have, but really good album. If you can find that and grab it up, make sure you do it. So anyway, guys, and then of course, Kiss um started doing their end of the road tour. Um, that started, let's see here. The end of the road tour, with the final performance taking place on December 2nd, 2023 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And They just recently did some shows in Las Vegas. They did an unplugged show or an acoustic set. They did a regular set, of course, all without makeup. And then they had, a lot of other bands playing. It was called Locked and see what was it? I'll have to look it up here in a second, but it was called Locked and Loaded or something like that. It was a Kiss cruise, but it was in Las Vegas. It wasn't actually on a ship. It was at a venue or a hotel in Las Vegas where they did all these shows. Um, the multi-year farewell tour began on January of 2019 and featured shows across North America, South America, Europe, and Australia. And again, their final performance was December 2nd of 2023. Um, let's see here. The tour was a celebration of the band's decades-long career and a final chance for fans to see their iconic live show, which featured at the time pyrotechnics, theatrical performances, and hits like Detroit Rock City, Rock and Roll Night. And the tour concluded with a massive show at Madison Square Garden in New York City, of course, on December 2nd of 2023. Yeah, 2023. So a lot of they went all over, and of course the COVID kept them from touring for almost a whole year. But I saw them in 2019, right before COVID hit in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I saw them in Denver, Colorado. Well, I'm sorry, I saw them in Denver, Colorado in 2019, and then I saw them. I want to say it was in 2022. I want to say it was in 2022 in Lincoln, Nebraska. But anyway, both shows were great, and I hated seeing Kiss end it. I did do the live stream of Kiss doing their final show at Madison Square Garden, um, that they did, and it was a great show. I cried throughout it because I just couldn't stand the fact of my band going away, and which I understood why. Them getting up in age and having a harder time carrying those outfits on, having those outfits on stage, and I mean, it had to have been tough at their age to have those heavy outfits, but I miss them. I really still miss them, and now that Ace Frehley's passed away, which is really hard for me to, even comprehend that he's not around still, and that he's gone, and he's gone back to Jandel, the planet Jandel. So, but anyway, I miss Ace Frehley. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. And I just, man, you're missed every day, Ace, and love you, and I'm so glad, that you're back in peace on Jandil. So anyway, I do want to show you guys a few things here. And but yeah, this was I hope you guys have enjoyed all part fours of this series. But I really wanted to get into the history of Kiss and discuss everything with you guys about Kiss, and just so maybe some of you younger people out there that are just now maybe getting into hard rock, heavy metal, want you to realize how big Kiss really was. And I mean, they were, besides Aerosmith and Van Halen, I think they're probably the biggest band from the States. Maybe the biggest still over Aerosmith. I mean, in my book, they're bigger than Aerosmith and Van Halen. And but I miss them every day. I miss them. I really do. But I want to show you guys an old MTV news clip that was from MTV when Kiss was doing their reunion tour, the announcement of that. So I want to show that to you guys. And I don't think this will get taken down, but I'll apologize ahead of time if it does for some reason. YouTube will take things down for me, and then they don't, and then they do sometimes. And the way they do things, I just don't understand at all. So I just wing things and hope for the best, I guess. So, but let me go to this, guys.
And scary at the same time, or market themselves like no band had done before or since. Kiss have reunited and hit the road last week for their first tour together in 17 years. Just in time for July 4th, original members Ace Frehley, Peter Criss, Paul Stanley, and Gene Simmons and his tongue have packed up $7 million worth of pyrotechnics, blood, and other special effects to play to their army of fans for 2 hours every night. As Allison Stewart witnessed at opening night in Detroit, it was 1977 all over again.
Oh, no, not 1977.
How you doing, Detroit? Looks like we're gonna have a rock and roll party tonight. Get up and get your gravel out of here.
Tickets for this concert sold out in 45 minutes. And with seats up front going for $80 a pop, Kiss are going home happy and rich. And the fans, well, they're just happy and a little bit excited. And that includes members of the two opening acts. Your fondest Kiss memory as a kid?
My fondest Kiss memories are right here. My World Tour 77-78 book, my Paul Stanley autographed kimono Christmas picture. Huh?
How old were you? Where were you when you got that?
Don't bend that up.
These were in Seattle, that was around 10, probably. And in my 79s. And look, I got that from a stagehand. 79 Kiss return.
Don't ask him what he had to do for that.
I was young, I needed the money. That's all I'm going to say.
The things that you hear about of legend, like the amazing, God of Thunder himself, the spitting blood, and that's what I'm looking forward to, just the blood.
You're Kiss fans of the past? Are you Kiss fans for the future?
Yeah.
We had to come tonight. It was like, I remember Little Rock and roll. I says, we gotta go. And this
First
man.
tour in Detroit, 1974, Michigan Palace, $5. Rush opened the show. What's going to the show? Everybody said, you're going to see who? Kiss, man. 2 weeks later, they're like the biggest thing. It's like platforms, glitter. And this show tonight was just like a throwback to back then with everybody with the glitter, and it was cool.
I spoke with Gene Simmons recently, and he attributed Kiss's popularity mainly to the fact that their fan base is made up mostly of men. And in his opinion, guys are just more loyal than girls. Kiss will lead their Kiss Army to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio Sunday and the New Orleans Superdome on Tuesday. Other 70s acts touring the country this summer, by the way, are Sex Pistols, Peter Frampton, Steve Miller, and Kansas.
Wow, when did the 80s start?
Okay. So anyway, that was just a little piece of history from when Kiss got back together. One of the most exciting times of my life as being a diehard Kiss fan. I was just going nuts at the time that my band was back together with the original members back in the old Love Gun outfits. And again, when I got to see them in Omaha, Nebraska, I was just a kid again. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Well, anyway, guys, let's get into some heavy metal birthdays. We'll kind of go through the whole month of November as fast as we can. I'll have to skip over some things. I tried to get the show in sooner this November, but my work has been nuts with the holidays coming. So I'm sorry I couldn't do the show sooner, but I'm glad I can finally do this with you guys today. So let's get into some heavy metal birthdays. Go back to my screen share here. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see here. lead singer for Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony Kiedis. Born November 1st, 1962. He's at the age of 63. Singer-songwriter for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Get a better look of him there. Then we got Bobby Dowell, the Poison bass player for Poison. Bobby was born on November 2nd, 1963. He's at the age of 62, and I've been hearing that Poison may be doing a tour this next year. I sure hope so. Fieldy from Korn, bass player for Korn. He was born November 2nd, 1969. He's at the age of 56, just a year older than me. Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater, keyboardist, born November 4th, 1956. He's at the age of 69. Mike Thompson, guitarist for Slipknot. He was born November 3rd, 1973. He's at the age of 52. Getting some pepper again on the cigar. Still getting that dark roast coffee, dark chocolate, but getting pepper again. Getting some of those little bit of cedar and leather notes. Let's see here. Wayne Static, rest in peace. Lead singer for Static X. He would be 60 if he was alive today. Born November 4th, 1965. Lost him quite a while back with Static X. Skip over Brian Adams. Brian Wheat, born November 5th, 1963, with the band Tesla. Bass player. He's at the age of 62. And let's see here. Angela Gossow, singer for ex Arch Enemy or ex Arch Enemy, first singer for them, I guess. She was born on November 5th, 1974, at the age of 51. Corey Glover, born November 6th of 1964, singer, songwriter, guitarist for the band Living Color. Got to see them once with Aerosmith. They put on a killer show at the time. Skip over Greg Gaffin. Tommy Thayer from Kiss, born November 7th, 1960. He's at the age of 65. It's hard to believe he's at 65 years old. He looks good for his age. Pass over Robin Fink of Nine Inch Nails. Skip over that guy, Rob Caggiano from Volbeat. Oh, skip over Tech Nine. Skip that one. Chris Jericho, born November 9th, 1970. He's at the age of 55. Singer, songwriter, as well as a wrestler. Let's see here. DJ Ojba, for the band 6 a.m. Guns N' Roses. Bullet Boys solo career. Born November 10th, 1972, at the age of 53. You guys can always go back and look at this the site Loudwire if you want to look at the birthdays I'm skipping over. Having to be a little bit choosier of who I'm discussing just because there's so much to discuss and I wasn't able to do this show sooner. Buck Dharma, guitarist for Blue Oyster Cult, born November 12th, 1947, at the age of 78. David Ellefson, I guess he's a member of the Metal Church now. But ex Megadeth. Born November 12th, 1964. He's at the age of 61. And again, that's David Ellefson, bass player. James J.Y. Young from Styx, guitarist, born November 14th, 1949, at the age of 76. Rest in peace, Frankie Banali. We lost him a while back. Born November 14th, 1951. He would be 74 years old right now if he was alive. Drummer for Quiet Riot. Definitely skipping over Chad Kroger of Nickelback. Sorry, Jake. Sorry to my buddy Jacob Lee over in South Dakota. Let's see here. Dave Kushner of Velvet Revolver, born November 16th, 1966, age 59. Richard Fortus of Guns N' Roses, born November 17th of 1966. Guitarist for Guns N' Roses, age 59 right now. And of course, Rudy Sarzo with so many bands, Quiet Riot, Dio, Ozzy. November 18th, 1950, he was born. Bass player, of course, at the age of 75. Love Rudy Sarzo. Also with Whitesnake. Kirk Hammett of Metallica and Exodus. Born November 18th, 1962, at the age of 63. Guitarist for Metallica. One of the founding members of Metallica. Matt Sorum, November 19th, 1960. He was born at the age of 65. Drummer for Guns N' Roses, Velvet Revolver, The Cult, just to name a few. Justin Chancellor, bass player, guitarist for Tool, born November 19th, 1971. He's at the age of 54. Skip over my D of the Beastie Boys. Let's see, Corey Bilal, with Trivium, born November 22nd, 1983, is at the age of 42. That's a good band to see if you ever get to see them. Let's see, Chris Adler of Lamb of God, drummer, born November 23rd, 1972, at the age of 53, right there. Skip over Miley Cyrus. Rob Blasco Nicholson, band Ozzy Osbourne, also with Rob Zombie, bass player, born November 24th, 1969, at the age of 56. Jimi Hendrix, rest in peace. One of my favorite guitarists, singers. November 27th, 1942, he was born. Jimi Hendrix experience, solo career, singer, guitarist, songwriter, of course. Would be 83 if he was alive still, and that's Jimi Hendrix. Oh, shoot. What in the heck? Oh gosh, I'm not sure what that was. I gotta go back. Let's see here. Not sure what the heck was going on there. Well, heck, guys, I'm not sure what happened here. Let's see here. I want to see if I can get back to the heavy metal birthdays here. Let's see here. Technical difficulties. Let's see here. Celebrating birthdays in November. Okay, let me see if I can get back to that again. Well, son of a gun. Here we go. Okay, let's see if I can get back to where I was. Sorry about that, guys. My gosh. Not sure what that was all about. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far today. I'm so sorry about the delay here. We didn't have many more to go through, I don't think. Trying to let this catch up here. Yeah, let's see here. Here we go. It's catching up now. Okay, so yeah, we gotta go back. Okay, so after Jimi Hendrix, which Jimi Hendrix would be 83 if he was alive today. Charlie Benante, born November 27, 1962. He's been with Pantera, but he's actually the drummer for Anthrax. He's at 63 years old right now. He's born November 27th, 1962. And then we got Mike Borden, drummer for Faith No More, and Ozzy, born on November 27th, 1962, at the age of 63. And we'll skip Miles Kennedy, skip this guy. Roger Glover from Deep Purple, born November 30th, 1945, at the age of 80 right now. Billy Idol, born November 30th, 1955, at the age of 70 right now. And I think Sherry Curry, born November 30th, 1959, at the age of 66. And she, of course, was with the Runaways. And then we got John Moyer of Disturbed, Adrenaline Mob, Art of Anarchy, the Union Underground, bassist, Operation Mindcrime with Jeff Tate, original singer for Queensryche. He's the bass player, of course, at the age of 52. And that is it. That's it for the birthdays for November. Hope I went through that quick enough. And let's check out some heavy metal news real quick as well. Go back in. See if there's any juicy news going on right now at blabbermouth.net. See what we can find today. Wow, Arc Enemy splits with Alyssa White. Huh. Oh boy. Alice Cooper, Jesus Christ is the core of everything. He's the life itself. He's the light. Yeah, I know Alice Cooper's got a lot of strong Christian beliefs. It's hard to believe, I'm sure, but he does. He's a man of faith, which I respect him very much for that, for being in the genre he's in with shock rock. Give my cigar another light here. Okay. Let's see here what we can find. We got to read about this. This is, oh my gosh, this is not the kind of news I wanted to hear today. Oh, wow. Arch Enemy singer Alyssa White Gloves shares the room where she's died. Oh, the room where she's died. First song from up. Oh, so golly, I was scared a little bit there. The room where she's died, where she died. First song from upcoming solo album. Former Arch Enemy singer Alyssa White Gloves has released "The Room Where She's Died," the first single from her upcoming debut solo album. Wow, I'm not sure. It's not saying anything about why she split. Wow. Earlier today, Saturday, November 23rd, which was yesterday, Arch Enemy announced it had parted with ways with White Gloves, writing on social media. Arch Enemy have parted ways with their singer Alyssa White Gloves. We're thankful for the time and music we've shared with her. Wish her all the best. Wow, Black Label Society is going to be at the Mission Ballroom Theater in Denver, Colorado. I'm not sure what the date is on that. Oh, Friday, March 6th. Oh, wow, I'd love to see that. Wow, so anyway, that's shocking news to me right there. Holy cow. I would love to see Black Label Society. I've never gotten to see them. I've seen Zach Wild with Ozzy, but I've never gotten to see Black Label Society. Michael Sweet, if people only knew how hard I work on guitar parts for Striper albums, and I know he does because I've been friends with Michael over the years. He puts his heart and soul into everything he does, gives everything 150%. Ex Guns N' Roses guitarist Golby Clark on his career longevity. You've got to stay authentic. Molly Cruz, Tommy Lee, still pinch myself on a daily basis that we've been blessed to still be here. See, Ozzy Osbourne's Freedom of the City of Birmingham Award is now on display at Working Class Hero exhibition. I'm guessing that's in Birmingham. Watch Robert Plant pick some of his favorite albums from None Such Records Library. Okay. New book, AC/DC Song by Song, coming out next week. New book, AC/DC Song by Song, coming out next week. If you're an AC/DC fan, you definitely want to grab that up. Fred Curry says Cinderella was asked to do a huge tour next summer. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. I better get a drink of water, I guess. Wow. I wish they would get back together, but it just wouldn't be the same without all their members. Um, and I'm sure they've got great reasons why. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, without Jeff LeBar, it just wouldn't be the same to see Cinderella without Jeff LeBar. Rest in peace, Jeff. You're missed every day. Michael Wilton on Queensryche's next studio album. We've got a good bunch of songs in the works, which I heard this firsthand from Stones or yeah, from Stone. When I saw Queensryche here just a couple weeks ago, we got to talk to Stone out outside of the venue, and I asked him if there's any music coming, some new stuff from Queensryche. They said they are in the middle of working on an album, and there's the news right there. They said they've got a bunch of great songs on the work. Meeting Michael Wilton, I got to do the whole backstage thing, and meeting the guys in Queensryche were just awesome. They were just all awesome guys, really good guys. I can't wait to hear the new music from Queensryche. I really can't. I will definitely be waiting patiently, hopefully, for that. Metal Church returns with a new lineup featuring David Ellison, Ken Mary, and Brian Allen. That's going to be good stuff, I think. In Flames announced summer 2026 European tour. So if you're in Europe, make sure you check them out. Raw Zombie shares Heathen Days single from upcoming The Great Satan album. Definitely be anxious to hear that album. Lamb of God shares music video for new single uh Parasocial Christ. Anyway, there's not a lot going on, but I wanted to try to get in some things here. Trivium's Corey Ballaview touring with Ozzy Osbourne as part of 2005 Ozfest helped us a tremendous amount. I know Ozzy was big with helping people get noticed and get big. Kiss manager Doc McGee says he wanted Ace Frehley and Peter Criss to play Las Vegas Cruise. I couldn't get it done. So anyway, I think we'll stop there. Just not a lot going on right now with new music news. So we'll end it there. But so many people to thank, but I just want to give everyone a great shout out. All of you guys that have been following me from the beginning, all of you new members. We've been in this on this podcast for a little bit. So I don't want to go through everybody again. You guys all know who you are. So thank you guys all for your support, and I hope you've enjoyed all this, these episodes, um, the history of Kiss, and again, this is episode 5 of season 4. This is part 4 of the history of Kiss. So thanks for being a part of all this. I really have enjoyed this, and look forward to another show in December with the Harper Cigar Lounge podcast. And gonna try to come up with something pretty juicy for you guys, something that you can really sink your teeth into and enjoy. And again, I'm drinking 1800 tequila today, right there, and one of my favorite tequilas. So anyway, I want to give you guys one last cheers and a cheers to you. So here's to all of you out there. Ah, hope you guys all have a happy Thanksgiving, and please have a great, happy, and safe Thanksgiving, guys. I want to see you back here with me again here soon. This Tabernacle, they're always been pretty good cigars. I am gonna rate this probably this one a 6 out of 10, just because I've had to do several relights on it, and one touch up. But I do have to say it's probably because of me talking too much, I'm sure. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me again today and for being a part of all this. And again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. Hit the like, leave some comments, questions, and feedback for me. Share this content with everybody you know. And I'll see you guys very soon. I'll see you in the comments. And again, have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you guys very soon. But anyway, guys, cheers to you. And God bless, guys. Stay safe out there. And keep rocking, keep smoking. And again, guys, I hope you've enjoyed all this. And just really proud of my favorite band. And just really wanted to start from the beginning to the end and discuss the whole history of Kiss, and discuss their discography and everything like that too, and show you guys some videos that I really love that I think would be great for you guys to get a hold of as well, to really see some real live and rare videos, footage, interviews, concerts. So make sure you pick up some of those DVDs that I've showed you. I think you can find them on eBay pretty easily, probably. Not sure what kind of shape they'll be in or what they cost, but make sure you try and find some of that, guys, if you want to dig deep into the history of Kiss. And I think you'll really enjoy it. So, but anyway, guys, I'll leave also a link in the bio section for Boston Scally if you're interested in these kind of caps. So they got them for summer, winter, all the holidays. They got everything. So anyway, guys, God bless. I'll see you guys later. And again, thanks for being with me today, guys. And I will see you guys very soon. And again, keep rocking, keep smoking, guys. I appreciate all of you very much. Without you guys, I couldn't do any of this. And you guys are my thoughts, prayers every day. I love all of you. You guys are my extended family. So again, thanks for being here. And rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Rest in peace, Eric Carr. And rest in peace, Mark St. John, that was with Kiss. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. And have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week coming up. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.